Hey all, I'm just stood in front of this construction project. It's a couple of towers which is kind of being built here by the developer Oni. Let's just look at how this project is being built. Let's look at some of the components. If you're new to construction, this might be useful for you. Okay, so here we are. There's a lot going on here. Clearly we can see, you know, it's a project, it's a couple of towers, a couple of cranes. So what kind of stands out here, in my opinion, is that it's very well run, very clean. It's an inner city project, and I see lots of good examples here. Like right there, you can see the guy working on the edge. You see how he's got the harness behind him. It looks like he's tied off, which is awesome. I see he's got no hard hat on though. Lots of reshoring up there. So the reshoring poles, they install those after they poured the slab above and before they start to erect the upper floors, and that's to ensure that the slab is supported enough. Usually that's usually they leave those shores in for 28 days to get full strength from the concrete and then remove them. Looking up here, two cranes, two jib cranes. You can see like their jibs are very articulated, like vertically, and that's probably because they're both locked in between the two towers, making the regular type jib more difficult because they'd be over sailing each other. Anyway, there's probably other reasons why they have that. You can see right here we've got the static pump. Now that there rises with the building as it goes up, and that is used to pump concrete to the slabs and the columns as they go up. So because it's a high rise, instead of having a pump from the ground, they'd have that static pump kind of going up with the building. And looking over here, looks like they're pouring the concrete here, and it looks to me, yeah, so you can see the hopper. So you can see it's got the personnel lift going up the side. It's got the personnel lift right there. That's how they carry the people up to each floor, and again that rises every time they get a few more floors. They start to take that up. You've got a loading dock right there. That's where they lift materials in. So probably the crane may lift some materials from the roof of the structure and then lower it onto the deck. So that's all been engineered the way it cantilevers out like that, and it's probably got beams going back to the columns or the floor slabs. So as it's rising, we've got all the windows and the curtain wall systems going in. So, you know, it's so many different stages here. So you got some forming up there, some tables ready to be for the concrete to be poured right through there. And looking up high, you can see the floors. I mean, basically the finishes, the envelope and the finishes are chasing the structure. You can see like way up there. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 floors without any windows in, and that's typically the kind of buffer zone they have, because they've got to wait for the slabs to be cured as well, and that's usually what happens. They have 4 or 5 floors of structure exposed, and then the windows start to chase, and you can even see that the paint has also started on some of the deck soffits. You've got the brown, you've got the white. Very nice. What else do we see? For the safety there, you got the DEP, dedicated. What do they call that? The dedicated evacuation platform. That's right. dedicated evacuation platform. So in the event that someone needs to be assisted down from the top there, the crane will come and pick up that box and then take it up, and they'll put the person in the box and bring them down to paramedics. So I think kudos to this company here for the way it's being run, how clean it is, how organized, and how refreshing it is to see this type of quality work. You know, for a contractor, a superintendent, he's got a hell of a lot of responsibility. I know, you know, on a project of this size, it would not be just one guy. You know, there'd be multiple, like, generals. But, you know, probably someone above the generals, like a construction manager or even a director. But even saying that, any level of superintendency, it's a high responsibility, because you cannot be in all places all the time. You know, look at that, for example. Like these guys working, you know, what looks like a good operation, looks safe, looks organized. But any kind of, you know, any mishap that happens, the superintendent is the one who has to answer for it. Now, hopefully he's done all his orientations and risk assessments, method statements and safe work procedures, and hopefully these guys are installing these panels as per their company's own OHS manual and safe work procedures. So this is a slightly different angle to this development, and you know, like even the concrete looks clean, looks tidy, there's no honeycombing. I mean, it could be that the finishers have already been there, but it looks like it looks good concrete, and that's the benefits of having a really good contractor, you know, to be able to, like, you know, form it up, pour it, strip it, and have minimal like issues. So we can see the slab edge forms right here. Looks like they're ready to or they're ready to, well, that's the formwork for the slab edge. Perhaps there's a little wall. I can see a little wall there, right there in the corner, so maybe that's to form up the outside edge of that wall. But there are so many hidden little pockets here where it's difficult to have eyes on it all the time. I love the way they got the 4 Pro straps embedded into the slabs, the little blue web straps, if you can see them. So when they form up the slabs there, they'll make sure that they put those in before they pour, so that when they do strip, people can work along the edge. I think they put them in every 6 feet or so, and they've always got something to tie off to. It's all engineered.